Can you talk about work or your studies, but you find it hard to make small talk in English? Maybe you've joined an online meeting too early, or you're in a lift with someone you don't know very well. Maybe you have to go to networking events and speak to people all the time, but there are awkward silences and you never know what to say. This is a very common problem, and my name is Sam, and I'm going to teach you 3 tips on how you can make better small talk in English. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a technique on how you can always have something to say or ask to someone, even if you've just met them. First, you need to ask better questions. One way you can do this is by asking open questions, not closed questions. Closed questions can be answered with just a yes or a no. For example, did you like your holiday? Yeah. It's more likely they'll answer something like this. Yeah, it was great, thanks. Open questions are better because the other person can talk for longer, and hopefully they will give you some more information that you can ask about. For example, this is a better question. What was your favourite moment from the holiday? It was probably this restaurant that we went to that was underwater. My girlfriend booked it for me as a surprise. You could see fish everywhere. This is so much better because you can now follow up with another question about lots of different things. You can take the conversation in any direction you want to. You could ask them, so, you were in the sea? Or, what was the surprise? Or, you could try and make a joke and say, I hope you didn't order fish. This takes us to part 2, threads. Let's have a look at that clip again. It was probably this restaurant that we went to that was underwater. My girlfriend booked it for me as a surprise. You could see fish everywhere. The speaker has helped you here by giving you lots of different pieces of information. Like I said before, now you can reply in lots of different ways. You can choose the direction of the conversation. So when someone asks you a question, you need to give them something to work with. Drop some threads. Imagine someone asks me, how long have you been an English teacher for? Over 4 years now. Even though I answered the question, this is a bad reply because I didn't drop many threads. Instead, I could have answered like this. Well, I became a qualified teacher in December 2018, and I started teaching in a school in Madrid at the start of 2019. So, that's over 4 years now. Before we have a look at the last technique, I want you to pause the video in a second, and I want you to think of a question that you could have followed up from the answer I just gave you. Let's have a look at the answer again. Well, I became a qualified teacher in December 2018, and I started teaching in a school in Madrid at the start of 2019. So, that's over 4 years now. The Ford method. If you find small talk hard, you might want to use the Ford method. Ford stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. By asking questions about these topics, you can talk to anyone in any social situation. I like the Ford method because it's easy to remember. Just think of the car company. It works because most people have family, a job, hobbies, and dreams. However, it's important to ask the right questions about these subjects. You don't want to ask anything that's sensitive, personal, or private. For example, if you're asking about someone's family, you might ask them, so, how old is your child? Or, do you have any brothers or sisters? Or, if you're speaking to a couple you've just met, you could ask, so, how did you two meet? You don't want to ask, are you two going to have children? Or, when are you two going to get married? Or, what's your relationship like with your parents? You're not a therapist. This is the same with someone's job. You might ask someone what they do, but you don't ask them how much they earn. With the Ford method, you want to use your common sense. In the description, I have provided a link to a website that can give you some more information and appropriate questions you can ask for these 4 subjects. Remember, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Obviously, this will take some practice, but be present in your conversations, listen carefully, and think before you speak. Those are my 3 tips on how to be better at small talk in English. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to watch more content from me, consider subscribing as well. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you later.